You're listening to Saturday Morning Media. And now, back to our show. Elf Centered is made possible by the Saturday Morning Media Patreon patrons. To support this show and hear new episodes before anyone else, become a patron. Head on over to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media for more information. And thank you for your support.
I'm
so happy for Beatrice. I can hardly stand it.
I am too.
To get a role in a major motion picture and not have to play an elf is amazing.
How are they going to deal with her ears?
I don't know if it's going to be CG or whatever, but
well, if she's got hair, she can cover. They may sometimes
true.
that's the way they do.
They could wig her as long as it's not an updo.
Well, welcome to Elf Centered, everybody. My name is Gavin.
I'm Gary.
And our special guest today, returning once again, Mrs. Claus.
Oh, stop it. It's always a pleasure to come down and hang with you fellas.
Well, and we love having you here on the show. And you are, as you may have heard us discussing, Mrs. Claus, you are filling in for Beatrice, who got a role in a motion picture. We're very excited.
I love theatrical endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and so part of me is extremely jealous, but the other part of me is tickled pink for her, and I can't wait to see the final product.
Well, I heard that you might have helped with her audition. That's what she was kind of hinting at.
I have taken a workshop on self-taping. So I went to a friend that has a green screen background, and we put up, we had to put up a New York skyline, and it took me a while to find one, but I did. And I did help her. I did direct her. I thought she could have been a little more dramatic, but she's a very low-key young lady. Mm-hmm. And I think that was part of the reason they gave her the role.
Now, do you get 10% of this as an agent?
It's true.
I should hope so. If I do, I will donate it to a charity of my choice, because I have so many.
You do. What is your charity this month that you're...
Well, this month, it's Feed the Rattlesnakes.
Feed the rattlesnakes?
Yes. I recently saw... Now, I had to see this on TV. We don't have rattlesnakes around here.
Right.
I saw a rattlesnake eating a lizard. And you couldn't see the head. You could just see the hand, or the little paws of the lizard flailing. I don't know. It just made me happy.
And you want to see more of that?
I do. I do. So I have a lizard farm in my home now.
Oh, you're breeding lizards?
Well, teeny tiny ones. I can't go big. Although rattlesnakes can swallow quite a lot, from what I understand.
Right, they get rodents. I did a little research on not the rattlesnake, but the gardener snake when I was doing my costume for the barn dance. And
you looked amazing, if I can just say that, and you should have won.
Oh,
Hortense. I probably shouldn't say anything, but I just question her judgment. Anyways, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine.
Tell me more
and I
about
appreciate the compliment, but I was thinking that. The research I did is that they eat rodents of all kinds. Like if we were actually in a barn with actual rodents that were around in the costume form, my snake could have eaten quite a few of those things, size wise.
Thank you for not eating us.
Well, you did look delicious.
Yes, you did. You always look delicious. In my book.
Thank you, Ms. I'm blushing. I was dressed as a field mouse.
Adorable.
I had originally wanted to do the koala bear, but then I was like, it's not a rodent, it's a marsupial.
Right.
And as cute as that would be, I'll find something else cute. So I went with a field mouse.
You know what? I'm going to suggest Australia at our next barn dance theme.
Oh, that would be great. And then I can do the koala bear.
Yes.
And kangaroos and wombats.
Come on down,
platypus.
Tawny frogmouth. Well, I am. It's so nice to have you here. Now, I want to get back really quickly to this Feed the Rattlesnakes and your lizard farm. You said yourself we don't have rattlesnakes here.
No.
But you're raising the lizards. Now, is this something that you're going to, on Christmas Eve, give to Santa, and as he's flying over the desert, he'll just throw out big handfuls of lizards?
They're going to have teeny tiny little parachutes.
I was going to say.
He's going to drop them. We can't throw lizards.
No, PETA up here.
Right.
Oh, my word. I'm surprised at you that you would even suggest such a thing.
I apologize.
I'm joshing. I know you didn't mean it. Yes, teeny tiny. In fact, that's what I might put you in charge of. I was going to ask if you'd be willing to make the parachutes.
Ooh, a little side gig.
Sure, yeah. I always appreciate a good side hustle. Not that I'm not. I mean, Santa's very generous with the wages, and let me tell you, being in charge of the naughty and nice list is.
Surprised you can even say your job title.
Well, that's all I can say. Just that, as you know, Mrs. Claus, the security is very tight around the list.
I think you've gone farther than you should have right now.
I'm sorry, I won't say anything else. But I would love a side hustle. And
seafoam walls. I can't believe you let that out the list. There, let's just move on.
Hey, I can't. You can't blame him because
he tickled.
My tickle technique is amazing.
You stay away from me, young man.
Mrs. Claus.
Oh gosh. Actually, I like being tickled, so I wouldn't give up anything other than my pride.
Oh dear. Oh, we are learning so much.
All right, let's just move on.
Well, I wanted to congratulate all the little elves because it's back to school time. It is September coming up, and everybody's going to be heading back to school. And
a date far and yar from my heart.
Really? You didn't have fun in school?
No, not so much. No. Not in the beginning. But later in the year I did. But going back, having to get up at 7:30 in the morning to get into the sleigh and eat the food, and because I had to eat the food at the school because both my parents had to work.
Yeah.
Normal. So anyway, it wasn't a great. I just was usually tired.
That was before I got involved with the Breakfast for Kids campaign. So
from what they have now.
I apologize.
Whew,
I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. And you were bullied too, I seem to remember you saying. Well,
yeah, of course. I mean,
because you were as tall as you are now.
Yeah, and I had all that. If I didn't take care of my hair problem, then I'd be fine. But because I had an excess of hair all over, the kids would tease me fierce.
I'm sorry. I do have an excellent waxing technique, but you're probably past that, or do you still need help in that area?
I still have to maintain it. I remember, the only time I didn't have to maintain it regular was when they had the green, the glowworm pipeline.
The pipeline, yeah.
I just go over there and take my shirt off, and I'd get cooked off.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember that. It didn't look natural, you without any hair.
No.
Well, and I think to compound it is you were going to school when Star Wars originally came out.
Yes.
And so you were constantly being compared to a Wookiee.
Right.
And that...
Yeah, they used to always they used to poke me in a special way, and I would let out the Wookiee. I can't do it right now.
Yeah.
As you can tell.
I want to poke you just to see what happens.
Stop.
I'll use my tickle technique on you.
I'm gonna have to turn this show around with you two.
I've always been fond of him.
Well, Gary, I wanted to ask you about Bordy because you promised to bring Bordy by, and then of course the whole thing with Beatrice getting the role in this film, and we've all been a little busy. But where's Bordy, and what's Bordy up to?
Oh, Bordy. Well, I did bring him.
He's here?
Yeah, he's outside. He's sitting in the lobby.
Oh my word! I'd love to meet him.
Yeah,
Could we?
He can come in.
Okay.
Oh.
This is exciting.
Hey, Bordo. Come on.
Bordo. He calls him Bordo.
That must be when he's a teeny tiny little fella.
Hi. Oh. It's surprising. A penguin, right? A penguin?
Yeah, hold on. Let me cover Bordy's ears up for just a second. Okay. Don't mention that he looks absolutely nothing like a penguin.
Yeah. Does he get mad?
Well, I think he gets his feelings hurt.
Okay.
Because he's speaking of bullying at school. All right.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, Bordy, it is nice to see. I have never seen a penguin smoking a cigarette. I mean, I know there's no smoking rule in here, but I guess for exchange students.
For Bordy.
For Bordy.
Is he from France? I'm going to have to ask you to put that out. I have an allergy to cigarette smoke. Is that wrong of me?
Oh, he put it out on his wing.
It's pretty tough.
He's tough.
He's Jamaican. He's from Jamaica. But I think he thinks he's got a little French in him because the way he holds a cigarette is pretty.
It was that
genteel.
kind of cigarette. I wondered. I thought it smelled funny.
I don't. This is all being broadcast out. I hope we don't get in trouble with the LCC.
Oh well, it's not. It's just a sea kelp lettuce.
It's a what?
Sea kelp lettuce.
Oh, sea
He
kelp
brought it
lettuce.
over.
Oh.
He's actually some of my penguins have taken up the habit, and the place is hotboxing all the time. I'm telling you, I have to open a window.
Hotboxing? What's a hot box?
Well, it's when you fill up a small cavity area with smokish substance, and it fills up the thing, and everybody gets affected by the sea kelp seaweed.
And this is something that you've learned from Bordy.
Right.
Well, Bordy seems to be an influence. That's all I'm saying, influence. I'm not saying one way or another. I'm just saying an influence.
Well, he is an influence, you could say, because all the other my penguins, well, they've all taken up leaping off of some of the furniture in an attempt to fly. Now we all know that penguins can't fly.
Yeah.
Oh, but I bet it's funnier than heck to see him try.
It is when they're not bouncing into breakable things in my hut.
You have that sweet little glass figurine collection too.
Well,
Are you dead?
I'm taking care of Beatrice's while she's away.
Her glass flowers.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Taking care of, quote unquote. I may need some assistance in one of the workshops to put them back together, because here's the deal: Bordy, as a Jamaican penguin, apparently Jamaican penguins can fly.
Oh Lord, we sure as heck don't want him teaching a.
Yeah, and hold on. I'm going to cover his ears. The other thing is that he, when he takes off his yellow boots, he's got blue feet.
What? Okay.
Wait a minute.
I mean, I've talked to him about it, but all he does is he pretends he doesn't understand English.
Have you tried spray painting them with a can of shoe spray?
Well, no, I haven't, because he has yellow boots. And he puts those on before he goes off to school. But like, I've seen him so there's a few things that are interesting about his.
Suspicious is the word I would use.
Well, I am going to be eager to see his first school report and see what report comes back. I'm sure you're a very fine student, Bordy.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Like, he's just glaring at me. I don't know if I particularly like that.
It's just the way his eyes work.
Ask him what his favorite subject is at school. I'm just curious.
Okay. I wish I had some mayonnaise.
What?
I'm flapping my wings. It's the only way I could. It's like a Morse code. I had to learn a new version because his is just Jamaican.
Does he only eat mayonnaise?
No, that's the way. Like,
Pedro in the mines, he does a little sign language. He does rapping and sign language. You ever met Pedro in the mines? He does rapping and sign language. He was like in the talent contest.
Rap. I'm sorry. There, I said
it's okay. It's all right. But anyway, he uses mayonnaise to loosen up his hands so that he really gets good signs on. It's a little strange.
Yeah.
It's a little strange.
We all found it strange when he walked in.
Well, I love mayonnaise. I would hate... I mean, that to me is a waste of mayonnaise. Why doesn't he just use olive oil or canola oil or Wesson oil?
I think it's because that the mayonnaise will go into his skin.
Oh.
I tell you, you shake his hand, you smell like you've been to the deli.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
I would love that, actually.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt
No, it's fine.
you.
It's fine.
So what is his favorite subject?
Oh, well, he likes math.
Really?
Math. Oh.
Now, that's a skill. I mean, we need a lot of mathematicians here at...
Well, there's a lot of counting.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of subtraction.
Logarithms, trigonometry.
Well, even like, designing toys. You
Right.
need to know the angle of, I don't know, I'm not very good at it. I just take care of the list.
If you're going to make a piece of furniture, you've got to know math.
Yeah.
Who knew? I thought it was just about sawing wood.
Right. Well,
Well-
anyway, he
likes math.
He
That's
likes math,
encouraging.
and I'm beginning to let me cover his ears again. I'm beginning to think he's not a penguin.
Well, what else could he be?
I don't know. You know what the thing is? Even if he wasn't a penguin, he claims he's a penguin. So if he's claiming he's a penguin, I think I should just go along with it.
Yeah, well, if people identify as a certain
who
species,
are we?
you can't say that's what they identify with. I'm a little bit more concerned about the hot boxing and the foot. The foot's a different color.
Right.
Anyway, he just kicked over the trash can. Why is he?
He gets a little agitated when he's not.
I wonder if he's like one of those stomp musicians, too.
Oh,
Like where they'll play anything that's laying around.
Well, actually, he does have a talent, and I thought he would bring it in. Bordy, go get it. He's got a tin drum. He's got one of those tin drums, and he wanted to play a little solo for us.
Well, I can't wait to hear it.
I love a drum line. Oh, well, I love a marching band, period.
Okay,
Maybe
so
that's what-
there he is. He's setting it up.
Oh,
sorry.
Sitting down. He's gonna crack his knuckles. Okay, there he goes.
Wow, that is loud.
Oh,
And then
gosh.
it's pretty incredible though the tone he gets out of that thing.
Yeah, and he plays this at your house?
Yeah, he does. He plays it all the time. Most of the time, really late because the time difference. He's still not adjusted to the time difference.
Yeah, from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Well,
Oh, yes.
Mrs. Claus, if you would like to, you could have him over for a sleepover.
I would love that. Oh, I do play the bongos.
Oh, perfect.
He and I could do a duet.
Oh, well,
Is that it? Thank
That's
you. Oh, very nice, Bordy.
Thanks, Bordy.
Bravo.
All right,
Loud
Bordy.
and very nice.
Music is very important.
Oh, he's leaving.
Goodbye.
All right, Bordy.
Goodbye, Bordy.
Oh.
He shut the door rather loudly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he likes to be told to perform. It's kind of like, I'm not your trained
Dance for Grandma, dance for Grandma.
Right.
Well, speaking of music, we have the big fall concert coming up. It's coming up September 12th. And I hear, Mrs. Claus, you pulled out all the stops. Paul Simon is the special guest.
Paul Simon is the special guest, and I'm still working on Rod Stewart and Cyndi Lauper.
Oh my, that would be...
They went on tour this summer.
That would be a crazy concert. I hope. I mean, Paul Simon alone, legend.
Right.
You throw in Rod Stewart, Cyndi Lauper on top of it, forget all about it.
Well, years ago, they used to say, ask for Barbra Streisand, but send the limo for Joanne Worley. So I don't know who we're going to get, but that's what I'm shooting for.
Is now, when we had Phil Collins here a few years ago, we found out that he is an elf, or is he not an elf? Is
was.
Paul Simon, is he an elf?
Is he?
Why, yes, of course he's an elf. All you have to do is look at him.
I wasn't sure.
His hair, his ears, that nose, his funny little hands.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be.
He's
going to kill me for letting that out. But
Well, that is September 12th,
Yes.
and we hope that everyone can make it. And Mrs. Claus, just thank you so much for coming by the show today. It's always a pleasure.
it is always a pleasure to be here. Anytime, I'd love to come by and just sit and listen.
Oh, well, you are welcome anytime.
Yeah.
And I want your address because I'm going to come by and get Gordy and bring him for a sleepover.
Sure.
I should
Bordy?
know.
Bordy.
Bordy.
Who's Gordy?
Oh, Gordy, that's my uncle.
Oh,
Well, if you want to take my uncle,
no.
he'd love it.
No. Oh, gosh, no. Mr. Claus, he'd be so upset if I showed up with him. Bordy, he'd be fine with.
All right.
Well, before we go, we're going to get you to the weather. The weather, we have snow tonight, snow into tomorrow evening, and guess what? The next day after that, snow. That's right, lots of snow for you snow lovers. And that's going to do it for this episode of Elf Centered. My name is Gavin.
I'm Gary.
And I'm Mrs. Claus.
And we will talk to you next time. But what about Martin? Marty, your other penguin.
Oh,
have you heard from him?
Yeah, I have.
And?
He's in jail.
Oh no! You know, I have a bail friend.
This episode of Elf Centered was completely improvised by Chris Sheets, Grant Baciocco, and special guest Leslee Harman as Mrs. Claus. Music for this episode by Kevin MacLeod. This show is a production of Saturday Morning Media and made possible by the Saturday Morning Media Patreon patrons who've gone to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up a monthly pledge for as little as $1 a month. Huge thanks to Shay Stewart, Myrn Lafferty, Jeff Peterson, Dale Gadania, Stephen Staver, Jackie Klimo, Melissa Crawford, Dave Slusher of the Evil Genius Chronicles, Mike Conflin, Dorothy Baciocco, John D., Kathy Crawford, Brian Greer, Carrie Whitney, Chuck Tomasi from the Technorama podcast, Chris Foster, Stephen Ing, Clinton of ComedyForecast.com, Vicky DeVries, Mike Wobschall, Twitter user Butts and Gear, a.k.a. Wildcat, Eve Cunning, Mike Hamilton, Gaston Moreno, Reed Loveland, Ivan Asquith, Vanessa Whitney, Peggy Etra, Kristen Hogan of Squid Friends, David Akers, Zoe Palladino, Ellen Multari, Christopher Harris, Rachel Jackson of Vox Fabuli Puppets, Carolyn Weisner, John Petty, Rachel Hansen, Darcy Prevost, Fernando Torres, Ron McAdams, Pearly Q Magic, Jason Domer, Lee Barrett, Casino Skunk, The Misty Minute, Peter Capesser, Night Gig Studios, Joelle Rechtfertig, Adrian Rose Leonard, Earth to John Francis, RJ, Ginger J. Fitz, Megapodtastic, Paul Brunel, Jamie Hitchcock, Catherine Hannaford, Alan Gratz, Rachel Gibbous, John R. Donald, Jude Major, Miss Maudie and her buddies, Molly Smith, Phil Goodman, Emma Buntrock Muller, Jennifer Bowyer, Nate Beagle, David Packman, and the Trivia Puppet Company. If you'd like to support this show and the other fun content from Saturday Morning Media, become a patron. Head on over to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up your monthly pledge today. You can also tell a friend about the show or leave the show a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much for listening. This show is copyright 2018 Saturday Morning Media, Grant Baciocco, executive producer, all rights reserved. www.SaturdayMorningMedia.com. You've been listening to Saturday Morning Media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.